Hello, welcome to another video where I'm playing Marvel Champions Living Card Game, and today we are going against the Sinister 6 on standard difficulty with Penny Parker, aka SPDR, with a Justice deck, and I'm going to shuffle up the encounter deck, get everything set up, and begin. So we are going to be fighting the Sinister 6, which is Electro, Doc Ock, Vulture, Scorpion, Hobgoblin, and Kraven the Hunter. And to complete this scenario, we have to remove all of the thwart from the side scheme light at the end, and then we have to flip that over, remove the thread again, and after we do that time, we will win the scenario. Every time we defeat one of the villains, it will remove threat off of the side scheme, but while we are doing that, we will also be getting ambushed through the ambush ability of the main scheme, pulling them back out into play. So we have a setup here of choose X villains at random, where X is one more than the number of players. So we'll be starting off with 2 villains, and we place the active counter on the villain with the lowest activation order number. So let's shuffle up our villains and start off with who is coming out. All right, so first is Scorpion, and the second is Doc Ock. Okay, so Doc Ock has the lowest activation order of 1. Scorpion is 5. Excuse me. So, Penny Parker is a 14 hit point. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to finish the main setup. So, we did that. We flipped that over. It is a threshold of 8, but it comes into play with 2 threat on it. All right. We have to remove 20 threat from light at the end because it has a starting of 10 with hinder 10 per player. All right, so let's shuffle our deck while I go over Penny. She's a 14 hit point for recovery on her alter ego, and when we flip her suit and her, she becomes a interface resource, and the suit has a stat line of 222 with a resource sync ratio. Every interface upgrade we control, we can exhaust it and produce that upgrade's resource. So she takes longer to set up during gameplay, but after she gets going with her engine, she can really start playing cards. All right. So on the alter ego side, we can exhaust the spider suit to draw 2 cards. All right, give this a couple more shuffles, and that feels good. So we'll draw our hand size of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see what we have. So we have One Way or Another, Double Strength, and our Host Spider. So we're definitely keeping our double and our Host Spider so that we can ready up again. I think I will keep One Way or Another, and we'll get rid of Ejection Protocol. So we'll draw one more card, which is Spider-Man sorry, how do you say his name? Pavitar Prabharkar. All right, so we will probably not play him right now, but we definitely are going to play One Way or Another. Well, first off, let's exhaust our spider suit to draw 2 cards. All systems go, and under surveillance. So we'll let's use these 3 resources to play our host spider. If we flip up, we can draw 3 more cards and get a side scheme. Because we're going to get to ready. We can increase the threshold of Sinister synchronization by 4 if we play under surveillance, which I think we'll do. So yeah, we're gonna flip up. We're gonna One Way or Another. And I think we're going to go get the side scheme that, yeah, Hidden in Shadow, which gives each enemy a high hazard icon of an extra encounter card, and it comes into play with 4 threat on it. This is the easiest to probably get rid of. Actually, wait. Let's not do that one right now. Let's go get... We have another one. Well, it's Brute Force Barricade, which comes into play with more. It has 9 threat on it. And we can't remove threat from other side schemes, but not the main scheme. So it goes into the victory display when it's done. So it's a little harder to get rid of, but less of a risk if we can't get rid of it right off the bat. We just have to survive longer. So let's put that into play. That's going to come into play with 9 threat. So let's get 5, 8. Actually, let's just do 3 threes. Let's do that. So, okay, so 3, 6, 9. There we go. All right, so we put that into play. We draw 3 cards. We got Peter Parker Spider-Man, Pivotal Moment, and our SPDR command. Okay. So then we're going to exhaust the host spider to ready the suit. We are going to use these 3 resources, a physical, mental, and energy resource to play Peter Parker Spider-Man. We're going to hold on to all systems go. All right. So let's see. We're going to hold on to that so we can all systems go. We're going to attack for 2, 4, 6. Right, 2. So we can thwart 2 off that. 2, 4, 6, 8. We could take out Doc Ock, but we don't really want to do that because Scorpion hits a lot harder. So I think the best bet is probably put 8 damage on Scorpion. Try to get him out of here. And then yeah. So we're going to attack Scorpion for 2 with SPDR. Spider-Man is going to attack for 2 on SPDR. Or, sorry, Scorpion. Taking a damage. And Spider-Man's response is after Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, choose another Web Warrior character you control and ready that character. We're going to ready our suit. We're then going to attack him again for a total of 6 damage. Okay. Then what we will do is we will use our Penny Parker to ready each interface upgrade that we control. Play all systems go. So we ready her interface and the host spider. We'll ready the host. We'll exhaust the host spider to ready the suit to do 2 more damage to Scorpion, bringing his damage up to 8. All right. I think that is the end of the turn, so we'll ready up. We will then place 1 on the main scheme. Doc Ock's going to attack. I'm hoping I can just defend here and not have to waste Spider-Man. So I'm going to defend for 2. So he's attacking for 2 plus nothing. So we defended. We don't do his forced response. Then we get our encounter card, which is coordinated effort. Amount of room. So this is going in front of the main scheme. I'm sorry. that has 3 threat on it. Just move this over a little bit. Try to make some more room. Like I said, there's a lot going on in this scenario. So coordinated effort comes into play with 6 threat. And each enemy has an acceleration icon on it. Okay. So it's back. Oh, I never drew our hand size of 3. I apologize. So we have endurance, energy, and lay the trap. Okay. So back to our turn. We have a lot of threat going on over here. Scorpion is definitely still a problem. So what we can do is threat cannot be removed from other side schemes. So we have to remove threat from this before we do anything. So Spider-Man's going to thwart for 2 off of this. Bring it to 7. We're going to ready our suit. We're going to thwart for 2 off of that. Bring it down to 5. He'll take a damage. He will ready our suit again. We will thwart for 2 more, bringing it down to 3. And then what we'll do is we'll exhaust the host spider to ready up the suit again, but we'll thwart 2 off of the main scheme, bringing it down to 1. And I think we're going to flip down. So yeah, we're going to flip down. We will play before we flip down. Let's use Penny's interface to play endurance to give ourselves 3 more hit points, going from 14 to 17. Then we'll flip down. And I think I want to play Lay the Trap because we'll do 5 damage to a villain. But it's just another side scheme I have to clear. No. Let's pitch Lay the Trap. Hold on to our energy. We'll ready up. We'll draw up to 4. So we got Nick Fury, Web of Life and Destiny, and Spider-Man Otto Octavius. All right. So 1 goes on the main scheme, but it's got an acceleration because of coordinated effort. So it's going to get 3 threat. So it's going to go immediately up to 4. Doc Ock is going to scheme for 2 plus nothing. So it goes from 4 up to 6. So it's 2 away from popping. And we get our encounter card, which is Surprise, Reveal the Ambush ability. All right. And who is coming out is Vulture. Okay. And that goes to the discard. Vulture comes out. We move the active counter to Vulture. And that is it. Okay. So it's back to our turn. We got a lot to do. Let's see. What do we want to do? We're going to exhaust our suit to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. All right, rapid deployment sounds good. Okay, so we'll flip up. We're going to play Web of Life and Destiny for free because we have the Web Warrior trait. We will then we want to definitely want to ready. So can we get thwarts? We can get some thwarts. So we're going to use our double resource here to play our Psychic Link. We are going to exhaust the host spider to ready the suit. We're going to thwart for 4 off of brute force, removing it from the game. Now we can thwart, remove threat from the other side schemes. All right, Spider-Man is going to thwart for 2 off of the main scheme. So it was at 6, so it goes down to 4. We ready the suit, removing Spider-Man from play. Web of Life of Destinies, we exhaust that to draw a card, which is Web Trap. We are going to exhaust, oops, yes. We're going to exhaust our Penny Parker interface and use Spider-Man Otto Octavius. Actually, not that. We're going to use Web Trap to play. Oh, if I had one more resource. We're going to play Rapid Deployment. We're going to move 3 threat from a scheme. If I paid for this using a resource generated by sync ratio, we remove 3 threat from a scheme. So we're going to move 6 threat from coordinated effort to get rid of the accelerations. Okay. Slowly getting this under control. And then what we will do is we can't play either Nick Fury or Spider-Man. So we're just going to thwart for 2 off of the main scheme. Or from a side scheme. So yeah, we'll thwart for 2 off of the main scheme. Bring it down to 2. And I think that's the turn. So ready up. We're going to only draw 1 card. Or do I get rid of Nick Fury? I'm going to get rid of Nick Fury. Hopefully draw 2 good cards. So we're going to draw into Pivotal Moment and clear the area. So we get to control that a little bit more. So 1 goes on the main scheme. It's going to go up to 3. The active villain is Vulture. He's going to attack for 2. We are going to defend. Actually, I think I'll just take it to the face. Yeah, I have to start attacking. So we're going to take it to the face. So he's attacking for 2. Plus 2 is 4. So we go down to 13. We're going to discard a card from our hand, which is going to be Pivotal Moment. And then we move the active counter. Then the next encounter card is take 1 for the team. Attach to the villain with the highest attack. If you cannot, resolve the ambush ability. So it's going to go on Scorpion. You cannot attack villains who do not have an attached copy of take 1 for the team. So we have to attack Scorpion. Okay. And it's back to our turn. Alright. So, right off the bat, what I think we're going to do is we want to play Spider-Man. So we're going to attack Scorpion for 2. He's at 8 out of 10. So we're going to deal the last 2 damage to him, knocking him out, which will do our when defeated effect, which is remove 4 threat from a side scheme. So we'll remove 4 threat from light at the end, so it'll go from 20 to 16. This gets discarded. He goes away for now. All right. We're then going to use our host spider to ready. We'll then use SPDR to thwart 2 off of the main, bringing it back down to 1. We'll use our Psychic Link to play Clear the Area, removing 2 threat from the main scheme and draw a card because we removed the last threat. So we'll draw a card, which is All Systems Go. Perfect. This is actually really good for us. So what we'll do then is use our Penny Parker interface to play All Systems Go, readying each interface we control. We'll then use Penny Parker and the Psychic Link to play Spider-Man Otto Octavius. He has a response. After you play Spider-Man from your hand, ready an upgrade you control. If that upgrade has a tech trait, draw 1 card. So we're going to ready up our Psychic Link, which is a tech upgrade. So we draw a card, which is Quick Quip. All right. We can deal 1 damage to a Web Warrior character we control. Place up to 2 confused status cards on up to 2 enemies. I believe I want to do that because I want to flip down. So we are going to exhaust our Psychic Link and our Host Spider to play Quick Quip, deal 1 damage to a Web Warrior we control. We're going to just deal a damage to Spider-Man, Otto Octavius. And we're going to... no. We'll do ourselves. So we'll go from 13 down to 12. We're going to place 2 Confuse on both of the villains here. So Doc Ock and Vulture are now confused. All right. We'll flip down. And I think what we'll just do is use Spider-Man to attack Doc Ock for 2 damage, which will do 2 consequential damage to himself and knock himself out, which will activate Web of Life and Destiny. After a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player. We're going to choose ourselves, and we're going to exhaust that, draw a card, which is Aunt May and Uncle Ben. All right. Don't really need that. Oh, we kind of do. So we'll hold on to that. That is going to end our turn. We're going to ready everything back up. Sorry that that's off camera a little bit there, but again, a lot going on here. So we'll draw up to 4. So we got All Systems Go, Pivotal Moment, and Overwatch. All right. So that's that. 1 goes on the main scheme. Doc Ock would scheme, but he's confused. The counter card is Teamwork Makes the Dream Work. Comes into play with 5. Each enemy gets +1 scheme and +1 attack. So that comes into play with 5 threats. So they just got a little stronger. Okay. So it's back to our turn. We have All Systems Go and Aunt May and Uncle Ben. So we can use that to play that. So we're going to exhaust to draw 2 cards. Got our web compressors. Okay, so that works. Going to flip up. we're going to spend. We're going to use our Psychic Link and our Penny to play our Web Compressor, which gives us +2 attack. Alright, we're going to exhaust our Host Spider to ready the suit. We're going to thwart 2 off of the main. So this way, when I'm going to use Superhero Training to play, or I'm sorry, we're going to use these two resources to play Pivotal Moment. We're going to deal 2 damage to a villain, 5 instead if there is no threat in the main scheme, which there isn't. So we're going to do 5 threat to Doc Ock, or 5 damage to Doc Ock, which brings him up to 7 out of 8 damage. Alright. We'll then use our Web Fluid to play All Systems Go, readying each interface we control. And doing so that way, we now can ready our suit again. We will do. Do we want to take out Doc Ock? Or do we want to thwart the rest off of that? Or we can't thwart that. We can get most of that off. Let's see. I can use Penny to play Superpower Training and then go and get our final upgrade. I could do that. We take a hit. I could knock out Doc Ock now, but it's just going to go to Vulture. Could do 4 damage to Vulture, bring him up to 3 damage left. Let's see. Because he's going to attack with a base of 3. Okay. I think the best bet is to go get our. So we're going to use Penny to play our Superpower Training. It's going to come in. Excuse me. Going to come into play with 3 threat, but we're just going to exhaust using our Psychic Link to remove 4 threat from it. We'll remove this from the game, and we will go get. Each player may search your deck and discard pile for identity-specific upgrade and put it into play. So we're going to go get our final upgrade, our Speed Metal Alloy, and put it into play. This will give us +2 defense if we need to defend, which we probably will this turn. Okay. So we'll put that into play, and then we'll ready up. So all of our identity specifics are right here. Web of Life and Destiny's Endurance. Okay. So we'll ready up. We're going to drop to 3. We got Ghost Spider, Rapid Deployment, and Madam Web. Okay. 1 goes on the main scheme. He's going to attack. We are going to defend. Speed Metal Alloy. So we are defending for 4. He's attacking for a base of 3 plus 2, so 5. We are going to take 1 damage. And we do his forced response, which is after Doc Ock attacks, damages you, place 1 threat on each scheme. So 1 goes on the main, bringing it up to 2. This goes up to 17. This goes up to 6. And then we move the active counter. All right. Then our encounter card is a life-size decoy, which engaged player cannot thwart side schemes. Then it's back to our turn. Okay, so well, we got to get rid of the life-size decoy. Okay. I think we're just going to then use our penny interface and these 2 resources to play Ghost Spider. We're going to exhaust to ready our suit. Ghost Spider, when she's going to attack the life-size decoy for 2, dealing herself a consequential damage. We are going to attack for 4, knocking it out. All right. I think we got to flip down because Vulture's confused, so it's probably the best bet. And yeah, we'll just flip down for this turn. We'll ready everything up. Drop to 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that actually works out for us. If we play Venom right now, we could do a lot. Okay, so 1 goes on the main, goes up to 3. Vulture would scheme, but he is confused. So we get our encounter card, which is robotic enhancements. Put the set aside Dr. Octopus and Scorpion into play. If he's already in play, confuse a character you control. Let's just confuse Ghost Spider. And then we go get Scorpion and put him into play. Which is 5. Alright. So not too terrible. We just have to deal with Scorpion again. The active does it say we? Alright, so yeah. Back to our turn. Well, let's see what we can do. I think we want more cards, so we're going to exhaust this to draw 2 cards. Got Quick Quip, one way or another. Let's flip up. Actually, yeah, let's continue that way. So we're going to ready ourselves. We got 6 cards. Get rid of that. But we're confused. She's confused. So let's just let's attack Doc Ock for 2. He's at 7 damage, so he'll go to 9 damage, knocking him out. And then we get to remove 4 threat from a side scheme. Let's remove 4 threat from Teamwork Makes the Dream Work. So it's got 2 threat left. She'll take a damage. Okay. What we're then going to do is use one way or another to play Clear the Area. We're going to move 2 threat from a scheme. We're going to clear off Teamwork Makes the Dream Work. Get rid of that. We're going to draw a card, which is our Double Genius. All right, that actually is really good here. So we are going to use our Double Genius to play Quick Quip, deal 1 damage to Ghost Spider to put 2 confused on both of these guys. So 1 damage will knock Ghost Spider out. When Ghost Spider leaves play, search your deck an identity-specific event and add it to your hand. So we only have 1 card in our hand, but we're going to What we're first going to do is, this is an interrupt. So we search. This is not an event, so it goes back in, and then we draw a card. So team building exercises come to our hand. We get an extra encounter card. She goes away. There we go. So shuffle up our deck here. We have a few more cards we can play. Oops, that needs to go in here as well. All right. We're clearing and keeping things under minimal control while slowly getting there. We're at our full capacity of interfaces. Now we just have to have the right draw. Okay. All right. Put that down there. So what's in our hand left? So we have Venom, which we have 3 interfaces. We have 4 interfaces we could play Venom with. We don't need Professor X right now because they're already confused. So what I think I'll do is, I think we want to play team building exercise. We could start playing Web Warriors for cheaper, or we just play our Web Trap right now to deal 5 damage. And then we can get rid of, so that'd be 5, and we could go to 9. Let's see. Stun Vulture, which is probably the best bet. So we'll use Professor X and our Penny Parker interface to play Web Trap. So we'll do 5 damage to Vulture. And we used our sync ratio, so we will stun Vulture. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll use our Speed Metal Alloy and Venom to play team building exercise so that we have that out as well. And we will attack, or we'll thwart 4 off of the main scheme to keep that under control. So that will leave that. We have 1 extra encounter card, so we'll ready everything up. We'll draw up to 3. All right. Okay. Got a double genius, pivotal moment, and Spider-Man. Okay, that's actually not too bad. All right, so 1 goes on the main scheme. All right. Vulture would attack, but he's stunned. So we get our 2 encounter cards. First one is the villain's going to scheme. He's confused, so he can't. Second one is from every direction. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each enemy in play. There are 2, so that goes back up to 3. Not too bad. Okay, we're actually still in a good position. So what we will do then is we are going to thwart for 4, clearing this. Then we will use our double resource here to play Pivotal Moment, dealing 5 damage to Scorpion because there's no threat on the main scheme. All right. Then we will use our Host Spider to ready up. We'll use our Penny Parker and our Speed Metal Alloy to play Spider-Man. But before I do that, hold on. Before I play him, I think I want to attack first. Yeah. So I want to attack first. I'm going to get rid of Vulture. So Vulture is, we're just going to attack for our 2. He has a health of 7. He was at 5. So we knock Vulture out. We remove 4 threat from a side scheme. So this goes from 17 down to 13. Vulture goes away. Then we play Spider-Man. We're going to ready, after we play Spider-Man from your hand, ready and upgrade you control. So we're going to ready our host spider. We're then going to use it to ready ourselves. Okay. And then what we'll do is attack Scorpion, exhausting our web fluid compressor to do 4 damage, bringing him up to 9. Out of 10. And then Spider-Man Auto will attack him for 2, knocking him out. And we will remove 4 threat from the side scheme, 7 threat instead if no other villain is in play, and set this villain aside. So we're going to remove 7 threat. So this will go from 13 down to 6. Right? 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah. Quick math. Okay. There we go. Knocking himself out. We will exhaust Web of Life and Destinies to draw a card, which is Nick Fury. Don't really need it. And that is, what is it? That is the end of our turn, really. So we have no villains in play. And we will ready up. Actually, yeah, we'll ready up. So we're going to get a villain and they're going to activate immediately. So one goes on the main threat scheme. Force interrupt when a villain would activate. If no villain is in play, resolve the card's ambush ability and continue the activation. So we're going to go get an ambush. So one of these guys is going to come out. And it is going to be Scorpion, of course. The heaviest hitting one. Alright, so he's going to come out. And he's going to be attacking with a base of 3. We are going to defend for 4, exhausting our speed metal alloy. So he's attacking for a base of 3. So 4, we defend all of it. So we don't do his forced response. We get an encounter card. Oh, we did not draw up to our hand size. So we got clear the area and strength. Okay. There we go. Our encounter card is now High Fashion. We go and put Electro and Craven into play. So we go find both of those guys. So Electro, 2, and Craven, which is 4. Okay. And that is that. So it's back to our turn. Alright. I think we're just going to play Nick Fury. So yeah, we're going to ready ourselves. We're going to use these 3 resources and our penny activate to get Nick Fury, drawing 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. What we will then do is we'll use Nick Fury to thwart off of the main scheme. He'll take a damage. Then we'll use Overwatch and our Psychic Link to do Pivotal Moment, which will do 5 damage to Scorpion because there's no threat on the main scheme. And then what we will do is we will attack Scorpion for 2, exhausting our Web Fluid Compressor to add +2, dealing 4 more damage to him, bringing him up to 9 out of 10. And we'll hold on to Quick Quip. And we'll ready up. Drop to 3. So we get Aunt May, Uncle Ben, and Madam Web. So 1 goes on the main scheme. Scorpion's going to attack. Nick Fury's going to defend. So he's hitting for 3 plus. Put this into play. So he's hitting for 3, knocks out Nick Fury. And our encounter card is attached to the villain with the lowest activation order, and then which is Electro. So now we can't remove threat from the main scheme until we get rid of Electro. So, all right. Let's see, what do we do? He's at 9, so we could just... Let's attack for 2. Get rid of Scorpion. We can't remove from the main scheme, but we can still remove from side scheme. So 4 will get removed from this, so it'll go from 6 down to 2. Activation order. Oh, wait. We can't thwart. We didn't thwart. So we didn't thwart. It just, that's a forced response, or 1 defeated effect. So we can still do that. We still have to deal with this guy. We have to get rid of Electro. He's the new active villain. We want to play Madam Web. I think we do. So we're going to exhaust team building exercise and use these 2 resources to play Madam Web, because she has the Web Warrior trait. We're going to exhaust our host spider to ready up the spider suit. After Madam Web enters play, look at the top X cards of the encounter deck. X is the number of Web Warrior cards you control. We control 1, 2, 3. So we're going to look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. You may discard 1 card looked at this way and put the rest back in any order. So we got Partnership of Pain, Taunting Presence, and Hidden in Shadow. So this will be the boost. Deal 1 indirect damage to each player. This will be the encounter card. We're going to discard Partnership of Pain. We don't need extra activations. Attach the villain with the most remaining hit points if you cannot. Threat cannot remove from light at the end. Yeah, we're just going to keep it like this. Or do I... Oh. Do I want that on a character right now? I think we want that. Yeah. Alright. So we'll do it that way. Alright, so she came in play. Alright. Let's see. We can get 4 damage. We can get 5 damage, get rid of him, which is probably the better bet. So yeah, we'll do that. So we're going to exhaust our spider suit to deal 2 damage, exhausting the web compressor to do 4 to that. Madam Web is going to attack it for 1, being 5 total, knocking it out. She'll take a damage. Okay. And then, yeah. So we'll ready up. We'll draw up to, I'm just going to put this over here under that so I can have room to see these. So we'll draw up to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good. All right. 1's going to go on the main scheme. Electro is going to attack. Madam Web's going to step in front of it, so he's attacking for 1 plus 2. So that's 3, knocking her out. We're going to exhaust Web of Life of Destiny to draw a card, which is Spider Command. And then our encounter card is the side scheme. which gives them extra encounter cards. So that comes into play with 4 threat. All right, 4 threat there. All right, and then it's back to our turn. So that would be a lot of damage. We need to do some damage. We need to get rid of this so we can remove threat from the main scheme, which means we got to get rid of. Let's see. So we're just going to thwart for 4. Get rid of Hidden in Shadow. We don't need this in play. We're going to ready up. Okay. And then can't remove threat from that. We can play. Oh boy. We're going to do something risky. We're going to use Spider Command to play Clear the Area. We're going to move 2 threat from Light at the End, which will clear it. We'll flip it. It'll go to 15. And we have to resolve the when the last threat is removed from this scheme, resolve the ambush ability. So we're going to resolve the ambush ability real quick. All right, it's going to be Hobgoblin. The active counter, yes, place the active counter. Goes to Hobgoblin. Okay, we still get to draw a card because we cleared the last off of a scheme. Just Pivotal Moment. It's not what I wanted. So let's see. That's 4. That's 9. Or 3, 6, 10. Okay. So we can remove 3, 6. Well, we can't thwart for 4, right? So 2 plus 6 is 8. That would bring that down to 7. And then we flip down. We need a mental resource for that. So yeah, let's see what we got here. So we're going to flip down, but before we do that, we're going to use Pivotal Moment and our Penny Parker, using it as a mental resource to play Quick Quip. We're going to deal ourselves a damage, which will go to 10. We're going to put 2 Confuse on 2 enemies. One's going to be Hobgoblin. The other is going to be Electro. All right. Then what we'll do is use both of our Web Fluid Compressor and Metal Alloy to play Rapid Deployment. We're going to move 3 threat from a scheme, and if we use Sync Ratio, which we did, we're going to remove 3 threat from a scheme. So we're going to remove 6 threat from Light at the End. So it'll go to 9 from 15. We're going to thwart for 2, bringing it down to 7. Then we're going to flip down. And then we'll ready up. All right, let's see how this goes. So we're going to drop to 4. We got All Systems Go, one way or another, and Ejection Protocol. Okay, So I think we can win. Yeah, I think we can win because that'd be 8 total. So if we can just survive this round, this villain phase. So 1 goes on the main scheme, so it goes up to 3. Hobgoblin would scheme, but he's confused. We get 2 encounter cards. First one is this card gains Surge. Second one is our obligation. We may flip to alter ego. We already are. Exhaust Penny Parker. Remove this from the game. We're going to do that. We're going to exhaust this. Remove this from the game. All right. Second counter card is when revealed, resolve the ambush ability. The main scheme. If no villain was in play, so we're just going to go get the ambush ability. Put the next villain in play. Move the active counter, which is Vulture. Okay. So Vulture is in play. He becomes the active villain. And then it's our turn. So right off the bat, I'm going to flip over. We are going to thwart for 4 off of the side scheme, bringing it down to 3. We will ready ourselves back up. We'll thwart for 2 off of the side scheme, going to 1. We'll then play, we'll use ejection protocol to play all systems go, readying each interface. We'll ready ourselves with the host spider, and then we will thwart for 4 off using Psychic Link off of the side scheme and force interrupt. When the last threat is removed from the scheme, the players escape and win the game. So we win the game of escaping the Sinister Six with Spider using a Justice deck with a lot of setup. I apologize if a lot of the cards are off screen and a lot going on. So if I did make any mistakes, please let me know in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe if you feel, and I hope you have a good day.